So, just a plug and play GEGENPRESS system is going to be a thing of the past.
A thing of the past, you reckon? Yeah, we'll see about that. Hey guys, and welcome to the Raxo FM YouTube channel, where today we're going to be finding out whether or not the plug and play GEGENPRESS is still a viable option for your FM22 save. If that video sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure you do smash the like button on today's video, as well as subscribing for more content just like this and some Let's Plays here and there. Well, I mainly do Let's Plays, and it's more these videos that I do here and there. I'm currently doing a Liverpool beta save, so click the iCard up above if you want to check that out. But let's jump into the video, and what we're going to be doing is we are taking Arsenal and testing whether or not the GEGENPRESS is the most effective tactic for them in Football Manager 2022. So I picked Arsenal because they don't have a massive amount of stamina in their players. I mean, they've got some stamina, 15, a cheeky 16 over here, couldn't read for a second there, 14 over here, but nothing incredible. And they're also a side that I've seen fluctuate between positions anywhere from 16th place this year to even winning the Premier League the first year. So I think it's a really good experiment, a really good side to use, as apparently stamina is a massive part of the GEGENPRESS system. But how we're going to be doing this is we're going to simulate one season where I am not in control of Arsenal at all. We're going to simulate another season with this default GEGENPRESS tactic. I don't know why it gives you balance these days. We all know that it's positive for the GEGENPRESS. And that tactic is going to be set for them with this set lineup so that they can't change anything about that. And then we're going to be simulating one season where instead of the GEGENPRESS, the Arsenal side will be stuck with the tiki-taka, and again, sticking to that tactic the entire time with the same lineup the entire time. So let's get simulating. First of all, let's see how they did without me. Oh, sorry, just before that, to manage expectations, this Arsenal side is predicted to finish in 6th place. So not too high, but just within European football. Let's see how they do without me. Now we'll actually simulate it. Now this is considered our control, remember, so trying to evaluate how the GEGENPRESS and tiki-taka do in comparison. But they finished in 4th place, 2 spots above where they were predicted to finish. Not too many transfers made. I'm not going to promise there was no transfers made. I think they managed to bring in Bernardeschi and a couple of youngsters, as well as selling a couple of rotation players. So nothing in the transfers are going to realistically create too much of an impact there. So it's just the tactic that Mikel Arteta has used within the simulation, and of course the fact that every simulation is different, that has helped them get to 4th place. So can the GEGENPRESS or the tiki-taka do better than that? I mean, we're more interested in the GEGENPRESS because this video was about whether or not the GEGENPRESS still works, but it's a tough score to beat. Let's go ahead, let's simulate the GEGENPRESS and see how they do. Just to clarify, before we simulate at the start of the season, this is what we're doing. We're getting the best 11 out there and using the default GEGENPRESS mentality with a positive mentality. I don't know why it's default balance this year. So all the roles, all the positions, all the players are all auto-generated just to give us the best 11 and give us the best opportunities to succeed. And then I'll go ahead and simulate forward, go on holiday with my current tactics used and my current team. So I will use that for the tiki-taka as well when I simulate forward, just to, clarify if you were wondering. And unfortunately, the first season for the GEGENPRESS isn't looking too hot. I say first season because, of course, I've decided to simulate it again after this. But to be fair, it's down in 13th place. So I think they're fairly justified in giving me the sack there. Clearly, setting your players in the GEGENPRESS without having any rotation is a bit of an issue. So we're simulating it again because, every simulation is different in Football Manager. And let's see how they do the second time around with the exact same tactics, the exact same lineup, and everything set in stone. This time it has gone a wee bit better. I mean, I haven't been sacked, so that's already an improvement. And we finished down in 8th place, so quite a distance away from Premier League, Champions League, Europa League qualification, but at least we haven't gotten sacked. Aubameyang's up there for the top goal scorers, and as you can see, the tactic is still the exact same, no changes made. Actually, I did end up using the balanced, so that completely voids the argument that I just made before. Let's take a look at the injuries though, because that has been a big thing that people have been talking about with the GEGENPRESS. Injury history We can see a lot of major injuries, 5 going on there, a ton of moderate, quite a few minors, and of course loads and loads of slight injuries. But we've had some serious amount of time out of the game for Aubameyang, Tierney, Mari, Saka. I mean, I think that this is a fair bit of injuries, but not as many as I think I would expect from what they've been saying in the build-up to FM22, what they've been seeing in other FM22 saves. So this is pretty moderate, and we'll be able to compare it to the tiki-taka when we do simulate forward. And you know what? We're going to simulate forward right now. We'll have to see if they can beat 8th place. What did they do in the rest of the competitions? They lost in the 3rd round to Manchester City of the FA Cup, and they got to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. I mean, we're mainly just focusing on the league, but you know, that's interesting to know. 58 points is a score to beat. Maybe I'm just not built for Arsenal, boys and girls. This is not going very well with another sacking for us. This time, a wee bit harsher, 10th place, and I don't think we were in horrendous form, so, you know, we're only 3 points away from European qualification right now, and I've been sacked after, okay, actually, a decent string of bad games, and a Manchester United win earlier in this month, though, but I can understand why I've been sacked for that, but I'd say that's a little more harsh, and we got further in the season with the tiki-taka this time. If you're wondering why I've used tiki-taka, it's because in Zealand's video they did about the best formation and tactic in Football Manager, he used the tiki-taka and he considered that to be one of the better ones. So that's why I'm comparing it. Of course, I'm going to simulate forward another year, just to be fair. I mean, the GEGENPRESS got 2 cracks at it and they got sacked earlier in the season when they were down in 13th place. Tiki-taka already looking a wee bit better, 26 games into the season and up in 10th place. I mean, looks promising for tiki-taka. Thank goodness. This time we have actually made it all the way to the end of the season. It's funny how both of those seasons we ended up getting sacked the first time of trying. But on the second simulation, we've managed to finish in 7th place with 61 points. So only 3 points more than the last time. But this time, a whole spot above and actually getting European football. But I guess that's all due to whichever simulation you do. And as you can see, just to prove it, they still have the tiki-taka, all the default movements, all the default positions, thingamajiggies. It's going on there. And I don't know what that sound is off camera, but I really hope you didn't hear it. So, in terms of other competitions, you can see that they've gone to the quarterfinal of the FA Cup and the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup. Nothing too insane, but some decent performances. Overall, the tiki-taka's done better. And I think that that just comes down to the fact that Arsenal don't have the most stamina in their players. You know, Thomas Partey being one of the highest ones with 16. I mean, if you use this with another team, like, for example, my Liverpool beta save, we've got a lot of stamina in that team. I'm rotating the squad a lot. Now, it seems to be working with the GEGENPRESS. However, here, it is not working. Even the tiki-taka isn't doing so great for this Arsenal side. But I would be interested to see what rotation would do to this team. So, you know what? We're doing one more simulation. This time, I'm not going to be selecting the side at all. We're going to go ahead and simulate with the locked-in tiki-taka tactic, but without any restrictions on who is being picked, so that everyone can be fresh. There's lots of rotation. But before we do that, I've just realised I have not checked the injuries for the tiki-taka. So let's take a look. It's about the same. It really is about the same. No massive long-lasting ones, but there's just as many major injuries. I'd say there's more moderate injuries, I would definitely say. And maybe a couple less happening in-game, but, I mean, it's not that insane. It's really not that insane. I think that they're about as good as each other. You know, tiki-taka is a very different style to the GEGENPRESS in terms of pressing. So you would expect a much lower amount of injury. So, yeah, it's interesting to see. But let's simulate that last year. See if the rotation helps the tiki-taka. The GEGENPRESS. Or if it is actually not usable to go ahead and do the plug-and-play GEGENPRESS. And incredibly, I only had to do one simulation of this, and we didn't get sacked. But we did finish down in 10th place. So again, just to prove it, we can see no players selected there, and the GEGENPRESS is locked in. But we didn't do very well in the league at all, finishing down in 10th place with 53 points. To be fair, only one win away from 6th place, but even that is a lower points tally than the last time we did this simulation with the Gegenpress tactic. So I think it is fair to say the plug-and-play Gegenpress doesn't work. It just does not work. Let's take a look at the medical center again this time. Are we seeing anything more? I'd say that the tiki-taka last time was more effective in getting players injured, but I guess it's because I did have people locked into positions and this time I don't. So I think our lessons from this is, does the tiki-taka, not that, why do I keep bringing up the tiki-taka? This video is about the Gegenpress. Does the Gegenpress still work? I'd say the plug-and-play default Gegenpress does not work. However, I think that high-pressing tempo football does work. If you take a look at my Liverpool beta save, I've still seen great results by using this tactic and just rotating the squad a wee bit more, making some decent signings. I think it absolutely still works. However, you do need to rotate, and I think the lesson that we've learnt from this save, this simulation, this experiment, is that you just need to rotate your team. No matter the tactic you use, you should be rotating your squad. And maybe we've also learnt that Arsenal isn't very good in FM22 if you just simulate a whole season without making any transfers. But that is the end of this video. I hope it was informative. I hope to help you out. If you want to see more of this kind of Football Manager content, please let me know down in the comment section below, as well as subscribing to the Rex FM YouTube channel so you don't miss the daily Football Manager content coming your way with these types of videos and a bunch of other cool stuff here and there. Shout out to FM Scout, making the exact same video idea as me about 24 hours before I upload mine, which is really handy. So if you didn't like this video, thought it was terrible, well, not very well formulated, I wouldn't blame you. First of all, you can go check out their video as well as Zealand. Go check out Zealand, because I mentioned him throughout this video. Gosh, these people are going to be chuffed I'm giving them shout outs. FM Scout, Zealand, yeah, you can expect a whole nother 5 subscribers because of this shout out. That's mental. That's absolutely mental, boys and girls. But thank you so much for watching once again. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to do all the algorithm stuff, and I will see you all later.